Today we are going to learn about JWT authentication. We will go to file, we will go to open folder. After that we will go to new folder. We will say it as JW authentication, or you can name it anything. Okay, and we will select this folder. Okay, now what we will do, we will just go to our terminal. Okay, I would like to use my command prompt here. Okay, basically my default terminal is PowerShell, so PowerShell will be open, but I will want to use my terminal here. Okay, I will go to my new terminal. I don't want to use PowerShell here, I want to use command prompt. Just delete this. Okay, now here we need to install something. Okay, so npm init -y. After you write this, okay, JSON package will be installed here. Okay, package.json is installed here. So now we need to do npm install express. Okay, so now in json package.json you can see here there is no express, but after we do this there will be express, there will be coming express. Okay, so here you can see there is express now. So after we did this, we need to install something. Okay, for JWT authentication, that is npm install jsonwebtoken. Okay, so after you install all these things, I suggest you to create, okay, one file. The file can be named anything, but I want to name it server.js. okay, so here we have created server.js. so now we will install import some things. We will import express from express. Okay, but as we have in package.json we have like common.js, we need to change it to module. So now I've changed it to module, and now I will go to server.js. okay, so now we have imported our express from express. Okay, so after we have imported this, I just want to close this. Okay, after we have imported express from express, I want to import another thing, that is jwt from json web token. Okay, so I have imported jwt from the json web token, and I have imported express from express. Okay, after that what I will do is I will go to I will create app. Okay, a variable called app, and inside this I will use the functions, okay, or everything of express. So here app will be what, for what purpose will app be used. Okay, so here the app will be used to create a router or to post something on the router. Okay, like app.get, I will tell it as let's say it as app.post. okay, login. Now after I do this, I will create one function. I will name it as request response, and I will just send response.send. do something like this should be running. Okay, so now here we will actually understand, by this example we will understand about the concept of what authentication actually means and authorization actually means. Okay, so we will listen to it in a port. Once this port will start, we will start this function as well. Log, once this starts say started. Okay, now as we will try to run it, I will do node server.js. okay, it is taking some time. Okay, once this starts say started, so as this thing is getting printed in our console, it means that our port actually run. Okay, so now as our port is run, we will just go to okay, now you have gone up to here. I'll suggest you to go to animation or something. I have many accounts, yak. Okay, yak app, and I want you to download this app. Okay, it can be downloaded easily and you can easily install it. Okay, because we are using yak today. So now I will no, I think you have installed it. Okay, pause this video and install it. So after installing it, just go to yak. It will have a we are getting it opened. So now because we are running this thing, okay, in a port 3000. So what we will do, we will just say localhost 3000 here. Okay, http localhost 3000 here, and because we are running it in an address called login, so what we will write is we will write login here. Okay, and we will just, because we are using a method called post, there are various method here, but as we are using method post, so in yak what you should do, you should just post. Okay, now this will be running. Okay, so here in the response we have said this will be running. Okay, so as our address just walked, so this got running. Okay, so now um, what I will do is I will use const username equals to request dot username. Okay, so for example in JSON, uh, username, okay, whatever username you will type here and send here. Okay, we need that username. So whatever value is there in this username, okay, we need that one. So what you can do is you can just go there and request dot save request dot body dot username. Okay, if you want to write user, then you can write user, but remember that you should change here as well, because the variable is getting stored in our user, but I will prefer username only, so I am writing username. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is whatever value is there is there in okay, I will try to write it as supreme, something like that. Okay, whatever value is there in username, if you want to use that, just do it. Okay, just write that name. So after that I want to write another thing called password, request dot body dot password. After I have done username and after I have done password, okay, uh, I would like to create something new as well. I will try to create okay, users. I will try to say it as users, and what I will try to say is like I will try to create one object. Okay, and username, the username of the object should be Unis. Okay, and I would like to give it a password, something like I would like to I'll try to give it supreme, and I will try to give it password 1234. Okay, so something like this. Okay, so here user, so here username and password are the username and password which we are sending from here. Okay, so so request.body.username equals to supreme here, and request.body.password equals to 1234 here. So what will be stored in username here? Okay, username here is also username, that will be quite awkward for us, so I don't know, I don't think that will be quite nice, but I will just use it. Okay, so here username will be, if we will send this, then it will be supreme, and password will be 1234. That means password here will be 1234. And what we want to do is, if username is equals to, okay, uh, this username, if this username is equals to our this username. Okay, so because it is inside an object, so what we will do, we will do users dot username. Okay, and I will try to introduce another thing also. So this is an operator. Okay, I've just used an operator, and I will try to introduce another condition, that is password. um, Okay, so I think you have understood up to this. Okay, this user.username refers to this one, that is supreme, and this username refers to this one, and this is coming from where? This is coming from here after we post stuffs. Okay, so now if this will happen, then just say as console.log successfully logged in, and if it will not happen, then just say else console.log not logged in. Okay, so now here I will make you understand the concept of authentication. Okay, first, so now if I just run, okay, if I will just save it, I think something is wrong here, that is we have given an extra. Okay, now I will just save it and I will just run it once again, that is node server.js. I will try to run it. Okay, our server got started, and if I will try to So because this is in JSON, so we should use commas here as well. Password also I'm using, and we are forgetting one comma here, so now we will give this. Okay, now I am pressing this. Okay, there is one error here. uh, why is that error here is because we have not used something here. Okay, because whenever you are using post, okay, you should never forget. Okay, you should never forget that you should use express.json as well. Okay, now we will every time we change something we need to run it once again. Okay, otherwise it will say so error. Just press ctrl and c and just run it. Node server.js. Okay, that started running. Now if I will do it, it is taking some time. Okay, why is it taking some time? I will make you understand. Okay, error is the best way to use. Okay, here we have used request and response, but here what we have doing done successfully logged in. Okay, so we have used console. So in order to get some information here, okay, we should send some response as well. Okay, logged in, and I will see this as response.send not valid. Okay, so now what I will do is I will every time you change something, okay, just there is another method also watch not burn something like that, but I prefer this one because I can do some typing practice. So now server has started again. Now I will, if I will do this, then you will see here logged in. Okay, why it logged in? Because our username is supreme and password, and the username, our actual username which we have stored, is supreme and password. But what if we change this? Okay, now this is not valid. Okay, now is this valid? So now is this valid one, username and password? So there is, that is not valid. Okay, so whenever we put right username and password, okay, which is in our database, for example we are using users here. Okay, but in future we will use MongoDB. Okay, this is just one simple thing to make you understand clearly. Whenever we use valid password, that is supreme, and that is 1234. Okay, what will happen is like we will logged in. Okay, we will be logged in, that is authentication. Okay, so authentication simply means whenever we use right, whenever authentication simply means who is this user. Okay, who is this user, that is said to be as authentication. Okay, but we have remembered it, but the computer or the server has not remembered it. So what should we do for it? Okay, so we should create one thing called something like JWT. Okay, and we can give any value here, but I prefer we should give some information here. Okay, so I am giving here giving here my some information, that is my username. Okay, in identity card also you can see there is some information. Okay, now in order to create, you can give any information here, you get username. Okay, also you can give another information as well, but I'm preferring to give this one only. And in our, now this is the information which we have given to make our token. Okay, or to make our identity card. Okay, so that the server can find out that we have actually logged in. Okay, so now after we do this, what we should do is like we should create one password. Okay, and we should use that password. We can say that password anything, my secret password, anything which you want, but I am just using my secret password. Okay, now this thing, okay, this will, what will this do? This will create or generate one token. Okay, so the information which we have written inside here, that is some of the information which we already have about ourselves, and here is a secret key which we have just made. Okay, so what this is actually give, this actually gives us a token. Okay, so now if our username and password is correct, then we will be provided a token. Okay, so now uh, okay, I have said to you that whenever we save it, we should run it once. Okay, so now if I will just put here, okay, jwt is not a function, it is saying um, jwt, oh sorry, jwt dot sign we should use here. Now it will, okay, so now jwt dot sign is now when you will do here and just put it here, now there is something which you are getting here. Okay, so now this is called token. Okay, so this is called token and note. Okay, if you have a note, just go there and keep this in your note that in order to create token. Okay, after we logged in, okay, after we logged in we created this token called jwt.sign user.username, my password, my secret password, something using something as well. Okay, but we know here that our token has this. Okay, and I will try to make you one logic understand also, that is app dot that is login. Okay, so now I'm using login response and I'm just doing response.send logged in. Okay, so now I will save it and definitely I will run my server once again. So now, okay, if I will just, okay, now I will not name it as login, but I will try to name it as profile, and now I will run this server. Now, okay, now our method, okay, our method which we here we are using post method, but here now we are using get method. Okay, now we are using get method, and now what we will do, we will use profile. Okay, so here logged in is getting displayed. So here how can we know that, how can we know that user is already logged in? Okay, so in Facebook you need to, you could access profile only when once you are logged in. Okay, but how can we know, definitely know that we are logged in here? Okay, for that reason what we will do, we will just post a thing. Okay, post something like login, and we will post our username and password. Okay, I know what you know what it gives, it gives something like this. We should copy it. Okay, and you should go to your headers section. Okay, and in headers you what you should write is authorization. Okay, and after you write that uh, okay, now you will the token which you have copied, now you should just post that token here, and what you should write here is after that, okay, b e a r e r bearer, and give a space. Okay, now if you'll see here, then I have written bearer at first and I have written this thing. Okay, so now when we are going to app.get profile, okay, that is when we are going to profile and we are going to get. Okay, now in order to access this thing, okay, because we have used request.body here. Okay, because it was inside some because we have to use body here because it was not inside headers or something like that, but this information authorization is inside headers. Okay, but it is in capital letters, you should just put that in small letters, you can understand like that way. And inside headers and inside a variable something called authorization, you can name it anything, but formally it is authorization is only like one of the suitable one. Okay, dot authorization. So what should this thing actually return? Okay, this thing should actually return when we go to headers and when we go to authorization, this bearer or dot something. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is I will just create a variable called const auth header. Okay, auth header, and I will just say request header and authorization. And if I will just try to okay, and if I will try to print this auth header, okay, then what will we actually get, I will show you that. I will use this send and I will just print this auth header and do ctrl as. Okay, then because we have not run our server after saving, you can use another method also to run server, but I prefer this one. Okay, so now here you can see that the thing which it is returning, profile is returning is uh, auth header request.header.authorization. Okay, but if we just named it as sorry, so now this thing is getting returned. Okay, but if we will change this thing, For example, if we change this thing and just save it and ctrlc node server.js, then what will it return? Okay, it will return nothing. So it is returning nothing because here we have saved it at authorization, and while calling we have just used authorization. The spelling is not correct, no. So because it is inside authorization dot headers dot authorize, so, request dot headers dot authorization. Okay, so I think you have understood up to this point. Okay, after you have understood up to this point, now I will make you understand. Sometimes, okay, sometimes we cannot get that auth, sometimes people do not put that auth header. Okay, so auth header, sometimes while requesting the auth header is not available there. And what is auth header? I have already told to you, const auth header is equals to request dot header dot authorization. Okay, so now auth header is not there, then rest dot send, we will send rest dot send no auth header. Okay, so now what I'm trying to say is, uh, for example, here we save this stuffs. Okay, I will save it once again up to last, and I will not send any auth header here. Okay, and I will just do here, it will come empty because it is coming empty because I have not, what I have not done here, I think you should not know that from now node server.js. okay, now if I will send this and I have no auth header here, no auth header, it is printing because we have not put any auth header, no. So if we do not put any auth header, then that will print no auth header here. Okay, I think you have understood up to this. And after that, okay, uh, we will create our token. Okay, because what is the auth header actually returning here, that is it is returning bearer as well. Okay, but here when we do JWT verification, we do not need bearer. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, for example, res.send auth header. Okay, now if I will send it after saving it, now I will just look at it, and it is taking some time here because we have not. Now node server.js. Okay, as you can see here, it is taking some time. Here can request source, it is saying that because we do not have a s here. So okay, because here we have headers and there we have written header. Okay, because of that reason it was not showing us. So auth header, I think everything is right here. So since we provided some auth header here in our, so now I think everything should be shown. Now you can see here bearer and this. Okay, so what we need is, I will simply show you here. We need to make something like, I need to make something like bearer here. Okay, mm, and I need to make something like header in the auto. So one should be here and two should be here. So that means bearer should be here and token should be somewhere. Okay, so how can I make that? Okay, in order to make that, I need to separate them. Okay, in order to make that, what I can simply do is I can just simply create a new token. Okay, I will say it as auth header. Okay, I'm separating them on the basis of split, and I think it will do our work. I will do split. Okay, now here there is two position. Okay, first position is bearer and second position is token. We need bearer because we need bearer, or we have written bearer here because without writing bearer we cannot show the internet that this information is the actual information which we, this information is about authorizing this token. Okay, so we needed to send that, but now we do not need this bearer. Okay, so for that reason this split will divide them into two parts. Okay, and what position do we really require? require this token 1 position. So the position here is 1th position, because this bearer is in 0th position and this token is in 1st position. So now for example, if I will write here 0, then which position will it be? It will be bearer position, no? And if I will write here 1, then token. Okay, so now ctrl-c, here it was printing bearer and this. Okay, but now we have separated the position, so I think it should print our token only. So now as I will run it, okay, you will see something here, node server.js. Okay, now everything is going right here. I think okay, here we are printing auth header, no, but here what we should print, we should print token. So what will token give us? Okay, it will give us the 1st position, that is this one. So if I will do node server.js, then definitely I will get token only. So now we need token only. Okay, so here we have, because we need token only, we have just done this. Okay, now we will, what we will do, we will use jwt and we will use verify. Okay, after using jwt.verify, we require the token only. Okay, and our token is stored in variable called token. Okay, in order to verify that this token is correct. Okay, in order to verify that this token is correct, what we need a secret key which we created or which we used while the creation. Okay, so the secret key here is my secret password. Okay, whatever you have created here, you should use here that only. I will use my secret password here, and what I will do is I will store I will use a try catch. Okay, try catch, because there might be some error. Yes, so for that reason I will use try catch. Okay, and I will use this in decoded. Okay, so if uh, if this decoded, okay, if this verify, if this get verified, okay, if this token and this my password secret password matches. Okay, so what is this token here? I'll just once repeat it once again. This token simply means, okay, this token simply means here our auth header first position. Okay, first position that we have sent. Okay, in the sorry, second position which we have sent, in the first position there was bearer. Okay, so second position, and if this my secret password will match, then definitely what we will get, we will get, okay, welcome decoded. Okay, plus username. Okay, so now username, where we have stored our username. Okay, you have stored our username in user.username. So this thing will get passed to decoded. That means in order to access this username, we should write decoded dot user. Okay, I think you have understood up to this. Okay, and if they in the process, if there will be some error, and now then what you should do is just send um, invalid. Okay, you cannot enter here, your token is incorrect. Now I will do ctrl s once. I will run it, and I want to get something. Okay, uh, it is saying welcome decoded. Okay, and it is printing our name which we have given previously. Okay, it was given as supreme, but if you want space here, you can just write here. Okay, so what I want you to understand is inside decoded. Okay, inside here decoded, because this verification has been completed. Okay, jwt verify has been completed. Okay, so now the information which we used while creating it, okay, the payload, okay, here that payload will get stored. Okay, if the payload is getting stored in decoded, for example, this is just example. Okay, decoded equals to user.username. Then in order to access this username, what should you actually write? You should write decoded.user, yes or not? That is true, yes. Decoded.user you should write. Okay, now you have done it. So now for example, what you give is you give authorization, some token authorization incorrect here. Okay, so instead of one e, just you will just cut it and you'll try to post it. Okay, so invalid you cannot enter because the token is not correct. Okay, so if you write e here, then okay, so this is a type of thing which you have to learn here. So what I'm trying to say is, I will try to make you understand the flow once again. So uh, if the username and password will be correct, that is our authentication is correct, then we will create a token. Okay, after the creation of the token, which we have actually created, what we will actually do is we will create a profile. Okay, so at first everybody was able to access that profile. Okay, but we need to stop that. So for that reason, after we create our token, we say it as, we store something like in headers we store something like authorization, we write bearer and we write our token here. Okay, and we access that using um, request.header.authorization. Okay, auth header. If there is no auth header, okay, if we have not provided anything here, that is, if there was no auth header here, that is we have provided nothing, then we will get what we will get, we will simply get no auth header. Okay, so for example, if there was no auth header, so no auth header will be given to us. Yes, but we have created a split. Okay, now after doing a split, what we are choosing, we are to choosing our first position. Okay, so now decoded information will be decoded. So what is this actually creating is, once we authenticate, okay, we are creating a token here. Okay, now instead of so here we will use that token. Okay, in auth header. Okay, so as we do this, okay, so now everybody could not access this profile. Okay, someone who has this correct bearer, correct authentication will only be able to do that. Okay, so for example, what I'm trying to say to you is, we have done it by using the principles of, like, whenever you go to school. Okay, uh, okay, you are there, but every time if you go and show your citizenship there, that will be quite improper. No, so what you simply do is, instead of showing your citizenship, the security guard give you a token. Okay, identity card, that is your token, and you verify that token. Okay, and after verification only you will be able to go to that school. Okay, so it is like that. Okay, now if you like, if you like this video, then just like and comment on it, because it will mean a lot to me. Okay, so thank you for watching this video, guys. If you love this channel, then subscribe it.